Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me live from the Singapore Fintech Festival, we have Mario Aquino. He's the co-founder and president of DEXTF, and we're going to take a look at trends that are reshaping the asset management industry. Mario, thank you so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival. And asset management industry, it certainly is changing for a number of reasons. What are some of the trends that you're seeing?
Jill, thank you for having us.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. Indeed, the asset management industry is rapidly and profoundly transforming, and we at DEXTF are addressing some of the fundamental opportunities and challenges that are created by this transformation. Among some of the mega trends that are affecting the industry, I'd like to speak about three in particular. Number one, the emergence of ETF and passive investments, which are putting a significant cost pressure for traditional asset management companies to really reduce what I call all the non-productive costs that typical asset managers spend on custody, transaction costs, and are not used actually to invest in productive assets. And DEXTF, actually we can lower those costs by a factor of 100, if not 1,000 times. Number two, in a low interest rate environment, there is a significant search for returns and diversification. And there is no doubt that traditional financial asset classes like public equities and fixed income securities are currently offering low attractive returns. If you think about like market valuations of equity, they can be toppy like in certain markets. And certainly if you look at fixed income securities, with zero or negative interest rates, investors are actually paying to lose money if they hold those securities until maturity. And so we believe that there is an opportunity for digital assets to unlock a whole new growth era for the industry. And let's not forget that financial assets are only a small percentage of all the assets that can be tokenized and digitized, such as real estate, art, wine. And then finally, look, we believe that there is a significant barriers to entry that the industry has created over time, where scale really matters. And our ultimate vision is really to democratize asset management.
So DEXTF, where do you fit into this ecosystem, and what are you doing to democratize asset management in a world that does have high barrier to entry, but also thinking about what you said before, efficient capital allocation, because even though costs are coming down, it's still very expensive to run a fund.
That's still correct, indeed. So look, DEXTF is a blockchain technology startup that really offers a complete end-to-end solution to originate, manage, and invest in digital funds. And we believe that actually this technology can be a game changer for the industry to unlock both new growth as well as reduce dramatically the cost. So what are we doing to democratize is pretty simple. Today, if you look at it from a portfolio manager standpoint, you need to have at least 100, 200 millions of asset under management in order to really foot the bills of the cost that take for you to be a viable business. With us, actually people that have deep expertise, they can actually set up a fund in minutes, and also with a much lower cost base. And so there will be an influx of new professionalities in the industry. But more important, democratizing asset management is also important for investors. Let's not forget that today there are a number of asset classes such as private equity, venture capital funds that are only the privilege of a few ultra high net worth individuals and institutional investors. And let's not forget that there is also 2 billion of people that are completely unbanked. By utilizing digital assets that actually can be really, whose nominal value can be really super small, we believe that there is a whole host of new investors that come and become investors in the wealth management ladder. And that's a huge game changer, because actually if you look at what is what makes people lose money is all this unbanked whose salary in a cash situation loses value every day because of inflation. So if we can get them on the to save and invest, I think it will have a much more inclusive industry overall.
Right, and decentralization plays a really big role in that, because you're looking at it to reduce risk and then also to improve the efficiency. It takes out a lot of those layers where you can go from asset manager to end user.
Yeah, I think if we look at the technologies that are playing in the asset management industry, I mean, there is tons, from machine learning to robo advisory to big data, alternative data. But one of the biggest opportunities, I think, is offered by blockchain,
Right.
which actually can, as you say, have a huge impact not only on the cost base, but really unlocking a whole host of new asset classes for investors to invest.
All right, Mario, thank you so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival.
My pleasure, thank you.
And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.